Welcome to session 74 of the Sphere of Power. We're getting on there. So, this one's called Divine Dividends. Mednat Muscavoon, the cursed city of stone, has proven to also be a city of mysteries, cloaked in the past and yet still ever present. The temples to the various gods of different pantheons have offered some unexpected challenges to be overcome. Some structures almost completely lost to time, while the temples remain mostly intact, as if they were still sanctified for daily use. Though much more aged than their consecrated counterparts amongst these ruins, those of the bathhouses have also concealed what appear to be clues, or if not, at least very valuable treasures. Ornate golden bars, of which 11 have been found so far, weighing about 35 pounds each and with Z-shaped tongues that allow them to interlock together in a line. Each bar being 18 inches long, the full set now extends over 16 feet. But they've been placed upon the cloudscape the party commandeered in order to minimize their burden. Now, in yet another bathhouse, the party finds themselves accosted by yet more wraiths, who seem to have developed a particular distaste for the party. So, I believe we completed one round of combat last session. Yeah, we're ready to start off.
Top of the turn.
Two. And we have the crude map for this area up on the shared screen. Does anyone need me to share it with them?
I can see it.
All right.
I do need Matt's character released to me, but other than that, I think I got everything else I need.
Okay, now that you're on, I can happily do so. Let's see. Where is she? There we go. Characters. Uh-oh. Okay, no, we're good. All right. You should have access to him now.
I do. Very good.
All right. And all right, so Redreth is actually up first this round. And I believe, yeah, you guys have managed to do some good damage to both of the wraiths that are present at this time. One seems much more injured than the other, but they've definitely been weakened.
Good morning, all. Sorry, I had a deco emergency.
Deco emergency?
They released a new man bat skeleton at Home Depot, and they only had two, so we had to go get it.
Oh.
That is an emergency.
Oh, you have no idea. They've actually had newspaper articles about their Halloween decorations.
Yep.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Well, in our neck of the woods, when they get some of these new products, even if they get a bunch of them, people buy them. So, I mean, literally, She saw the ad, she saw something on Instagram, and she's like, "Oh, well, where the hell is this? We haven't seen it. I mean, we've been looking for months, and they're not at Spirit, they're not at Home Depot or Lowe's or anything else like that." So she did the research, and she says, "Well, they said there's two in Arden Arcade." So I'm like, "Okay, we're going."
Let's
and
go.
in 3 hours from now, the other one will be gone, I'll bet you. So I almost bought both of them.
Damn. Word on the street is the 15-foot skeleton. They buy like 5 a year, and they fly off the shelves.
Oh yeah,
in our area.
The problem is that we were thinking about buying one, but there's like A, where you get to store it, and then B, the first season that they were out, people were complaining that once they go together, they stay together, because if you try to take it apart or dismantle it for storage, it just destroys itself. So
really,
buyer beware.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I am a master surgeon at repairing plastic skeletons. I mean, our first one that's 8 years old has had both shoulder surgery on both shoulders, rib surgery, back surgery, Every single skeleton that we have had the rib or the wrists broken and reset so that we could operate hand movements and things like that. Yeah, I mean,
Jeez.
I can fix just about anything when it comes to Halloween deco.
He was a pro at that game operation.
Pretty much. But yeah, our first skeleton, which was a pirate that started this whole mess, we liked him so much we didn't want to put him in the box. And he has been my test bench. Every time something breaks, I figure out how to put it back together again. And yeah, they're all like that. We just got another one at the antique show that we go to every month that is awesome. He's got fully articulated hands, knees, wrists, and fingers. So if you want to do like the heavy metal finger horns pose, I've actually got him sitting in the room behind me right now, staring at me with his arm up, going, "Yeah, rocker." His name's Robert.
Awesome.
I'll have to take a picture of him. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right,
Oh
Jimmy,
yeah,
are you
I'll
ready to
take
go?
pictures of some of the dumb shit that we do and post them for you guys this year.
Oh yeah.
I know I stayed outside the door. I enabled Hag to be in the greater invisibility so he can do his thing. So I'm holding that, and I am doing if I can see one of the wraiths, I will hit it with a firebolt. Otherwise, I'm content to hold the concentration on the greater invisibility.
Okay.
And I'm on my way back home. So,
all right. So cool. You should be back on shortly. All right. So, Red Dreth is maintaining concentration. I'll move you along to Varric.
Smite.
Ooh, that's me too.
I just smite.
Varric means Hague. Okay, so we're already targeting, right?
Should be.
So I just have to go actions down a little bit. So again, Maddie, all I show is for Divine Smite. Oh, it's Paladin. Never mind. So I click that.
Yeah.
And then, so Smite is activated. He's targeted. And then swing, right?
Yeah.
Standard
I have
swing.
to admit, the smite mechanics had me kind of confused in Baldur's Gate. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I understood this.
And yeah, I'm using light hammers, Matt, or I'm using mace.
Light hammer, then mace.
Light hammer, then mace.
so the Baldur's Gate weapon abilities are awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Varric 19. Hold on.
Dan, that may or may not show up in our game. I'm just saying.
Okay. So there's one. And do I have to reapply the smite again?
I'm not
Let
sure.
me see. Yeah, I do. Varric, you are
Okay.
unsmited again. So smite, swing with the mace. 8. That's a hit.
So
is it a miss?
No,
Yeah, yeah. It's a hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Blam!
There we go. One down.
Hell yeah. Web
Toast.
And then I would close the distance towards the other one, hearing my brother engaged.
So that's a pool in front of me, right? A pool, but it's filled with sand?
Yep. So that's what I was
Running
gonna
around
ask.
the pool. Don't run through the pool.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, never mind. There's the feet. Okay. And tracker, advance.
Yeah.
Go. Almost because the dice are a little bit over. Let me see. No, it won't let me advance his turn. I think I do remember that from
No problem.
having his
All
character
right.
before. It's one goofy thing.
All right, Albie, puts you back up.
Okay, and I should have Spiritual Hammer still going if I remember right.
Go get him, Tiger.
So,
Doesn't seem to be showing in the combat tracker, but I do recall that.
yeah, that was the last thing I did was hitting 19 because I was still targeting 19.
Yep. So you should have that up already and can use it as a bonus action.
Dun, dun, dun. Not today.
Nope.
Oh, shit, I hit him.
Nice.
For nothing. All right, then.
Well,
Moving right along.
you still got a bonus on there.
Does I get a second swing at him?
Well, that was just a bonus action for the spiritual weapon, right?
Yeah, because it was already up.
So I think you still get an action plus a move.
I have no reason to move anywhere, and I don't think I need to do any action-wise. Anybody need anything?
Going once, going twice.
No, I think I'm
You
good.
could guiding. Do you have guiding strike? You could guiding strike it. Give Haig if that helps.
I don't know if I have it.
Word. Just thought.
No, I have guidance, if that even would be applicable. I
I don't
really
think
need
so.
to spend more time
Well,
guiding
not until
bolt.
it tries to suck the life out of them.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no, I'm good for now, I guess. Uh, yeah. All right, moving right along.
All right. Okay, Dan, now you get to play yourself.
That
Sweet.
sounds a little kinky.
Okay.
I didn't say with.
Yeah, true.
I was gonna say, if it's with, just mute your mic, please.
Turn away, nothing to see here.
All right. So we're on
Move along.
19.
Move along.
He's almost dead anyway. So we'll just do the swing, swing, swing.
Just
Starting with
smile and
sun.
wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Right. So I'm still advantage, right?
You're invisible, yes.
Yeah. There's a hit with the sunblade, a little radiant, max damage, dying. That's it. I still got 2 swings left.
Well, apparently you don't need them. So the second wraith disappears in a mist of etherealness into nothingness.
Sweet.
So you seem to have effectively figured out how to deal with these
Dispatch
guys.
race.
Yeah.
If I remember right, the last one set that you ran into, you even made one just clear the area.
Yeah, that was me. I was turning him.
I'm out of here. It's one thing to do that with a skeleton or a zombie, but with a wraith? All right. So early in the morning, mostly dark. Really should pay more attention to lighting. No, I'm sorry, I don't have lighting set up on these maps. I really do need to spend a little more time. However, I just as a side note, I am playing around with a whole bunch of graphics, video, and stuff. I mentioned earlier I was teaching myself Blender and Unreal and whatnot. I got some ideas that I got planned out as you guys run up to the end of this module. So I hope to be able to make good use of them and give you guys some eye candy before we finish up.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
And for those of you who have been missing the inscriptions, don't worry, more are still coming. All right. So meanwhile, you are in the remains of this bathhouse, and I will go ahead and read the description one more time because it has been 2 weeks. This building, 200 feet long and 120 feet wide, is made of greenish stone. The northeast end is covered by a vaulted roof, supported 60 feet from the floor by immense stone columns. The remainder of the building is open. Between the pair of columns on the northwest and southeast walls are windows that begin 20 feet from the floor and rise to the top of the arch 40 feet away. I guess it might help if you knew which way was north on this map. Let's see. North is going to be, let's draw a line. Okay, so the blue line represent north. So that should help you get an idea which way we're talking about. Back to where I was. The roof northeastern area is split into two parts, a windowed wall spanning the pillars between them. In the approximate center of the 100-foot by 60-foot room is a 30-foot by 20-foot pool of polished white stone. Dust has filtered in through the open window and door, lightly covering the floor and the pool bottom, which slopes towards the center. So, no, it's not full of sand. You would have had to go down and come back up, so it's still probably good that you ran around. A long pool fills most of the southwestern open area, which likely was once paved with grass. I don't know why they call it a pool. The far ends are quite shallow, and the floor slopes down gently toward the center portion, which is filled with dust, sand, and debris. The walls and exposed bottom of the pool are made of highly polished white stones set into mortar.
Investigate the pools.
All right, so I see a bunch of people looking at the pool. Who's going into the pool?
Not me.
Wasn't me.
It's gonna be me, and just know it. Sorry.
What was that meme
I thought you meant to do that.
Ago about the most valuable member of the party?
I thought that was somebody sneezing for a second.
Gesundheit.
No, it's me testing a new compressor.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm a little excited. Okay, so
Are you getting
Need to get
inflated?
American Press.
Step into the pool.
So
Right.
I guess I'm gonna start kicking through the sand in the one we're next to, I guess, and try to find some gold. What you call it?
Discs,
Yeah,
things.
I'm just gonna start digging through and see if I get some glint of gold.
So I've been referring to these things as drain caps, and they are indeed caps, but unlike most conventional drains that you think of are circular, these are more slotted drains, like you would find in ancient bathhouse or something like that, because these are bathhouses, obviously. And just a reminder, the dimensions of these things that you're looking for are 18 inches long by 8 inches wide by 1 inch thick. So they're gold bricks, basically. They just have ornate markings inside them, so they're not quite solid. But it's not unlike a paving stone that you might fill with dirt to fill in the gaps. Not quite as heavy as actually, no, 35 pounds. It sounds about right for a paving stone.
Yeah, about right.
Yeah, they're made of gold, so they're heavier than they look for their size, but they definitely got some mass to them. So that being said, Mizram, are you back yet?
I think you just posted
Text.
a message earlier. No.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh,
So
there
sorry,
it is.
I am so sorry about that.
No apologies. You let us know, and you happen to be there right when I asked for you, so you're good, man. You're good. So
He's Batman.
So you did qualify on the roll, but unfortunately, you're still sitting outside the building. Fekish and Haig, on the other hand, being close enough. It looks like Fekish, you probably actually no, Fekish, you noticed the one over here, kind of sticking out. It just glints to you, and so you're able to pick it up. Haig, you kind of have to go into the pool to get to the one that's at that corner there. So
you say that corner there, but I have to look at the other map. Shared screen.
yeah, so he's on what's that? The southernmost one. or leftmost one, given the weird orientation of the map.
Where I'm standing.
Yes, where I just moved you to.
Yes. Okay.
So you see one of these gold drain caps underneath some of the dust. Enough of it is sticking up. Fekish has moved past you. He didn't jump into a little further, so it's not like he jumped on you or you guys got in each other's way. So each of you see two so far.
Well, I'm going to pull that sucker out.
Okay. It's a little jammed in there. The sand's kind of wedged it in a bit, but you don't seem to have too much of a problem. Fekish, on the other hand, I am going to have you do a strength check.
All right.
As the giant sand serpent reaches up through the hole that you just made and grabs you there, Hank, right?
I was hungry anyway.
Oh, no problem. All right, so that's two more.
So based on the orientation of where those two are, then I'm going to move over there.
Okay. Go ahead and do a... I don't think an investigation check is necessary. What's the other?
You should guide yourself.
Yeah, just do a perception.
Where's perception?
It's in there somewhere, I'm sure.
It'd help if I was wearing my eyeballs, huh? Can't fucking read anything.
Yeah, it's no wonder why my monitor keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
There we go.
I just use a TV, so.
There we go. Ta-da!
I mean, it is my garage, so I'm usually using the computer to stream a vlog or watch a movie. So
yeah, I'm always surrounded by several screens.
I think I successfully made my perception.
Yes, you did. So you do see another one there.
Strength check?
Yep.
If he sees another
that one, you have no problem pulling out. It's wedged.
Yeah.
All right, I'll hustle over and help him out.
Dig it.
I mean, Park's right there too.
Here, I'll run by. If I see him get another one, I'm like, ooh, here, help him get that one, and then I'll go over here.
All right. So
Shiny.
go ahead and do another check, Varric. I'll have you hop on down and help out Fekish.
Yeah, I'll assist.
Oh, I may not see one.
Take off your shoes and run your bare feet through the sand, and I bet you'll find one.
I'm not supposed to know if I see one, though, right? Or am I supposed to put it in the tower?
By the way, Alex, I know that you joined, but I haven't heard you yet, so I'm not sure if you know that you're muted or not.
Yes, I'm muted. I had to, get organized.
The blood is still getting flowing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that makes 4 more of these things that you guys have found. Another 140 pounds worth of gold. And so according to my count, Fekesh picked up 1, Haig picked up 2, and Varric has 1.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Plus the 11 that's still on the boat, or the cloud skate.
I should be able to carry my 2 okay.
Should be able to carry mine, at least get it back to Cloudscape boat, whatever.
Well, are you going to head back over to the Cloudscape?
Certainly not going to be carrying this thing around all the time.
Goliath can carry a lot.
Well, then fine. Here you go.
Perfect.
All right, so let me check something here. Where the hell am I? No, that's one. Okay, so Let's bring this one back up. And we've got pointers everywhere, so I'm going to go ahead and remove them all just so that we have. So in case you had forgotten, the red ampersand D&D sign is where the party is. And that being said, you probably have a little more visibility at the area. Opening that. God, my mouse skills are not what they used to be. All right. And the cloudscape, remember, was right there.
Sounds about right.
And then just as a reminder, let's see. Each one of those hexes is 52 feet.
Cool.
So a little bit of a distance. All right. So we're heading back over towards the boat now.
Yep.
Sure.
Say one, say all.
Stack up all our pretty loot.
Let's go.
All right. So this one here. There's another rune. Ooh, okay. So first we'll start with this one.
Uh-oh.
Interesting. All right, so Fekish and Redreth. Not surprising. But in addition to those two, Haig succeeded in something that Varric should have, but didn't.
Okay.
A religion check. So,
I told you I was good enough.
your brother must be rubbing off on you. All right. So as you walk past this one, there's just rubble. And that's why it's all the more impressive, because there's not much really to tell. It's not like, big symbols sitting on the wall or anything similar to that. That's readily recognizable. However, Fekish and Jim, and Redreth and Haig all pick up on the serenity of this area compared to everything else. And admittedly, it's night, so you're not dealing with the beating sun bearing down on you. But there's an unusual calm in this area. The three of you notice, as a matter of fact, there are not robust vegetation, but there are actually little plants growing around the ruins of this temple and inside the rubble that's there. And they're actually green. There's some color to them. They're not a vibrant green, but they look like a faded lavender almost. And just walking into the area, you feel a weight taken off of you. Some kind of burden has been removed from you. And
Take your stuff.
Fekish, you in particular feel a strong sense, not necessarily active or power, but a lingering presence of divination.
Interesting.
Which leads you to believe that this was once a temple to a god of visions or dreams or premonitions.
All right, then.
But as I said, there really is not too much here.
Well, I'll play on my character's attitude and being grumpy and kind of always cast down and feeling not good enough. That sense of peace is probably going to wash over me a little bit, and I might just linger a little bit and kind of bask in that. Kind of get on my knees and bow my head and just breathe sighs of relief in that peace. I'm just going to do that a little.
Compared to the onerous desert that you guys have dealt with, it does feel good to stop for a moment in a place that doesn't feel quite so oppressive. So, other than that, are we spending any time looking through here, or are we continuing towards the boat?
Yeah, take an extra minute just to kind of peruse around since we're here and feeling
Smell
all
the roses.
Yeah, hippy dippy.
Is there any? I'm going to soak it in, so I'm just going to see what I see. I'm just going to roll another perception and see if I get any more than what. Oh, hold on. Or I just see that I critically fail, unless you want me to roll it again.
Everything you thought you knew is now gone.
Yeah.
You are no longer feeling happy.
Oh, that grass looks delicious.
Actually, you're blissfully unaware.
Spider legs. Spider legs, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, they make a good sausage.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't notice anything else. You don't. None of you get any additional revelations, but it definitely does seem not necessarily a safe place, but a serene place, at least at the moment. So
okay, with the religion check, I'll at least know it's something. I realize it is deific, even though I don't see anything, right?
Yes, you can tell that it was consecrated at one time.
All right. On my inner voice, I'm going to give a little thank you to whatever God sees over this place, because I needed that sense of peace. That's it.
That is good. Definitely noted. So to your right, as you pass by, I think I described this one also, because that it is also runed. The runes are definitely of a different style and architecture. So once again, you're coming across these really diverse representations and worship centers of worship for different pantheons. But this one, you could tell there's still enough left that some of the rocks and stuff are pretty sturdy. They've stood behind time. They've got symbols of mountains on them. Really tall mountains on them. So obviously dedicated to something responsible for the rock that has withstood the time. The walls of the temple are mostly gone, but most of the a couple of the stone ornaments that they seem to have persisted, or at least just naturally eroded. Now to your left, though, as you pass by, this is notably different. And I know I read it to you before because you saw it coming in on the boat, but we kind of skipped past it. So, apologies for, let's see, because the description is actually provided to me as if you were approaching it from the Glass Lake. So I got to kind of reword it as we go. To your left there stands a low curving hill about 400 feet across. Within it, from what you can tell, you see a number of stone objects popping up out of the top, leading you to believe that the center of it is hollow. But the structure in front of you appears to rise at least 20 to 30 foot high, with parts of the inside reaching 40 to 50 feet and giving you a view of their top.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Could you repeat that? I apologize.
That's okay. All right. So to your left there stands a low curving hill about 400 feet across. Within the mound, the tops of a number of stone objects can be seen peering above the hill line, leading you to believe that it's hollow or open in the center. Now, what I had not said yet is that a few of you will remember from sailing in on the Cloudskate into the bay, in particular, I believe it was Haig that had brought the ship, the Cloudskate, over to this point. There's actually an opening or an entryway that you can kind of see on the map here. If you look at the shared screen, you'll see there's this little sidewalk basically that goes from the curved esplanade to the building or to the mount. And there was like an opening on that side that you could just walk through. So,
okay,
as you come around down here towards the ship, you can kind of see that opening right above you. And so from that angle, you might not get quite this much information, but it's not going to hurt if I reveal a little too much. So you see a single opening leading through the inner ring, and apparently it is aligned. There's a second ring of dirt. So there's a big dirt mound in front of you that's circular, and inside that line of sight, there's another circular earthen ring. And there's an entryway that aligns with what you are looking at, and you can see within lots of stone structures. You can't quite tell how many. From your angle, you can see there are quite a few in there that are not quite so tall, but there are at least 2, maybe 4 or 6 stones that are about 40 feet tall and are twice and stick up at least twice as tall as the mound itself does. So you're back at the Cloudskate. The 4 of you each have gold bricks. Are you all bringing them onto the boat? Or are you all giving them to one of the Goliaths who's stashing them away?
Putting them on the boat, giving them to Goliath, whatever is clever.
All right, so Dan, since you are connected, I'm going to presume that you are the one that is bringing it over to where you guys have stashed it on the boat.
Sure.
And I'll presume
Sounds
that
good.
you didn't just leave it out sitting on the deck for anyone to come by and take them, but you didn't exactly specify robust security methods. So that being said, fortunately, they are all still there. So Haig walks up. Is anyone with Haig? Matt, are you going with him?
Yeah, Barrick would be with him.
Okay, probably a good thing in this case. So you walk up to, you get on the Cloudskate, you go below deck, you go over to the little cupboard or shelf where you guys have stashed the 11 bars. And Haig walks up to him, pulls out the 4 bars from his pack, puts 1 down, puts 2 down, puts the 3rd one down. And as he pulls the 4th one out and puts it down, one of the other bars just disappears.
Okay.
And yes, both of you notice it. And presumably both of you just kind of stop for a second and then look at each other. Like, did you see that? And you both kind of verbally or in your own twin communication are like, yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I will say, if you go ahead and count the bars, you will notice you only have 13 bars now.
Huh.
Interesting.
Just 1 disappears, though.
Just 1.
Huh.
Maybe we can't have so many in the same spot. I don't really know. I don't know magic. I know the gods. Maybe we should ask the wizard.
But so, gosh, I wonder.
Is it still there? Like, is it just invisible?
You reach, presumably you reach to see if it's still there, and no, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, so what if I take one of the other ones and pick it up? Does the other one appear?
Nope.
Interesting.
I have a feeling it got returned to whence it came.
That's honestly, Feckish, that's how I'm feeling too. I wonder if we only need 13.
Curiouser and curiouser.
I wonder if it's only giving us what we need.
Yeah.
But no, that's not necessarily. Well, yeah, because if the other one was still there, it would make me think when we went to pick up the 14th that it would have disappeared then.
No, because it would be based on proximity, because we didn't notice it unless there were others missing. Because if that would be the case, then if we picked up one of the other ones in possession or in proximity, then it wouldn't have made a difference.
Well, let's just move forward. I'm sure we'll find out.
No, I agree with your submission, though, that, yeah, maybe we're only allowed to have so many.
Right. Or maybe there's something stopping us from needing it that we have to fix before we can have it.
Another good point.
All right.
I don't think we have enough information right now to figure it out, ultimately.
So which way are we all heading? I presume you still want to head on and not take a break.
Well, have we been to the pillar? I can't remember if we've been to the pillar or not in the north.
The obelisk in the large white courtyard?
Yeah.
I don't believe we have.
No, we have not. We have not. We have not yet visited the circle building, the hill circle thing. We have not yet visited that one, or that one, or that one, or that one. I've been keeping track.
Cool. And if I remember from last, if I had remembered from last session, Keith said that there is something that we know that we're not remembering, that we have to remember. Does anybody remember that what we know that we're supposed to remember?
I believe
that's a loaded question.
I believe that was.
Problem is, I don't know what I forgot.
That's right.
I believe what that was about the Temple of Ra, and I was able to find it in my notes.
We're not supposed to be there yet, and I don't remember why.
Something about the last return there last.
We have to respectfully visit all of the temples of the gods, but the Temple of Ra has to be the last one.
Okay. Well, then we're venturing back out to find those north, or to look at those north temples then. Sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds fun to me.
Hold on. No. Not those. Not those. I hate when I do that. All right. Oh, who do we lose?
Me. Me. It's the app acting up again.
Oh, okay. gotta be kidding me. I'm having to break out the original book, guys. Hold on a second. This thing is falling apart. Physically falling apart pretty bad.
Yeah, considering how old that thing is.
They're lying. They're lying. I tell you, they're lying. Oh, wait a minute. Is this it? Oh, that could be cool. Sorry for the delay, guys. Hold on one second.
It is the top of the hour. We could take a quick break if you wanted to.
I actually wanted to get just a little bit past here. Okay, no, that's not it. All right. All right, so we're going to move you up here as you walk along the Esplanade, and you can see clearly into that area there, should you decide to go in, whether now or later. There's definitely a very interesting assortment of rocks of different heights and sizes. Not too much unlike Stonehenge. I mean, it's not a duplicate of it, but it definitely is like, this kind of reminds me of Stonehenge. But as you continue walking along, you come up to the obelisk. The obelisk stands tall in the center of the northern city square. Its base is 25 feet square, and its height is well over 100 feet. The slanting walls are polished and reflective, save at the base, wherein are etched inscriptions in the ancient alphabet. The inscription on the east and west sides is long, probably of several sentences. That on the north and south sides is but a few words, and beneath it is a fist-sized indentation.
Fist-sized indentation.
Yes.
Like fist-sized gems?
Star gem
yes.
size.
Exactly. Now, here's the bad news, guys. They don't have the inscription.
Oh, no.
That's what I was looking for. They have the translation, but I do not see the inscription itself anywhere.
Well, that's rude.
Oh, don't you have the DM tools to start writing in ancient script? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, if you want to wait.
Just kidding.
If you want to wait for me for a half an hour to recreate it, I mean, I do have everything moved set up on GIMP, but I'd still have to load up the, draw it out on the tablet, and actually, I'd still have to do the translation myself too. So.
Yeah, that's just rude.
I'm taking one
rude.
minute.
So, they didn't give you the.
Wait a second.
So they only gave you the translation.
Yeah, the inscriptions for the whole chapter are missing.
Oh man,
it's rude.
Well, that's fun.
Rude. Goes from 8. Let's see, yeah, 8Y, 8Z, 8AA, then 9A, 9B, 10A, 10B, 10C, 11A, 11B, 11C, 11D, 11E, and then 14A.
Assholes.
Man.
That also should explain to you why we haven't had any any inscriptions in a while is because there hasn't been any included. But the good news is that we are at the end of chapter 13 right now, according to the book. So, like I said, there are more inscriptions coming. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'm probably just going to have to tell you what it is.
What they say. And then just give us free XP for doing them because we would have.
Yeah, I probably will have to consider that as well.
Shameless plug for my own advancement.
But
of course.
Yeah, that really kind of sucks that they did that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a kick in the nuts.
Well, at least thank God it's not like, the final one or anything like that. It's one somewhere in the middle. But
I hate to tell you guys, the last page of the module is missing.
It's like what was a good show that just kind of flopped before it got good? Dead Like Me was one of them.
Yeah.
They're just like, you really get into that show and they're like, nope, it wasn't renewed. And you're like, a buddy showed it to me, actually. Maddie, Alan Harrer showed me the show Dead Like Me. And it's about Reapers and whatever. And he totally got me into the show. And I'm like, this is awesome. This show's great. I'm like, when's the next season come out? He goes, oh, it doesn't.
Yeah,
like, why did you get me into the show?
Yeah. He did the same thing to me, bro.
Did he really?
Yeah. He was like, oh, you got to check it out. And I was like, this is kind of dope.
Dude, the whole opening sequence with that little girl getting hit from a toilet seat from space was fucking awesome.
What was this?
Dead Like Me.
A show on Showtime, or was it Showtime or USA? Something. It was called Dead Like Me, and it was certain people. Manny Patinkin was one of the main guys, wasn't he?
He was the guy running the whole show. Yeah.
Yeah. So certain people So certain people when they die get to start being reapers.
Become a reaper. Yeah.
Yeah. They go out and they're the ones who coax people to death. And the show was really interesting and it was a cool spin.
Yeah,
and,
it was well written.
Yeah. And it was never renewed after 2 seasons.
That's the opening premise of it. Was the main character, the young girl is the protagonist. She's sitting on her first day at her lunch break and she's sitting out by this fountain and she like looks up and here comes this toilet seat from the exploding space station and kills her. And then she finds out she has the opportunity to become a reaper, and that's what starts the show. It was really cool.
It was really cool. Well written. And it had a plot that hooked you. You kind of wanted to know. This was, a decade and a half or better ago for me.
Oh yeah.
So actually, I know it was around 2006, 2007, I think. So almost 20 years ago. Anyway, I remember being hooked on it and like really liking the story because it was super interesting and it was different. And I'm like, when's the next season, dude? I got to see the next one. Oh, there isn't going to be one.
Netflix it has been doing that. Like they'll put out like a decent show and then just be like, we're not going to make any more.
Yeah, just drop it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
It only had a 6 million viewership, so we're not going to continue it.
Yep. But we're going to do this other one that nobody wanted us to make.
All right, so I just had this shocking blast from the past, guys. So the module that I've been doing is actually a compilation module that was put out at the very end of first edition. So they put everything together in a nice little package. And unfortunately, back in that day, their editors needed a little bit more pay, we'll say, because they were
excuse me,
or they weren't paying enough for editors because they weren't doing enough. So they did a kind of a good job putting it all together in terms of linking the storylines together, but there are a few things that are hit and miss. But it's nice to have the whole story in one place. But it does go back to some very, very early first edition stuff that 1983. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe the source modules will actually have it. And unfortunately, no, the language is something they created for the compilation. But opening up the module is full of those old blue ink maps. And I was just like, oh my God, I have not seen those in so freaking long.
Old blue lines.
That's cool.
And just to give you a sample, I know you guys have seen this already. So I'm going to share it in the gameplay section so you can see what we started with versus where we are now. That was the oasis and the compound.
Are you showing this on Zoom or you uploading it?
It's in Discord.
Discord, okay.
I'll have to check it later. I'm attempting to make.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, let me see if I can share it on Zoom. Hold on. So let's see, Zoom meeting. Yes.
Cool.
Yes, Zoom is not functioning right now.
The oasis of the white palm.
All that fun blue stuff. And now, kind of nice that I can take over on one side, but then I got to go back and redo it. So let's see. All right. So we have that part back up. So what I am going to do, though, close that. I'm going to close that. So before we actually take our quick break, I am going to redo it. And it's a shame because this is translate.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Mute yourself, Dan.
I didn't.
Well, you might want to listen for a second because I'm going to read you the riddle that you should be deciphering. I guess it still leaves part of it. All right. So the lengthier one that is identical on the east and west sides of the obelisk reads as follows, and I will put a translation in the game chat when I come back. But it reads as follows: Star is hidden from sunlight by the sun. 4 tests must ye pass before it shines forth. To hunt treasure, ye must treasure hunt. From the gods their gifts seek. Cleanliness is next to godliness. When ye have a friend's tears, the fiery gift, and the hawk's wings, carry ye the 14 golden links to bridge the swamp. Only then can mortals hear the chimes, and then may the star light the way.
So we were supposed to read this first. We were supposed to start from the north and go counterclockwise then? And we did everything backwards?
That seems to be the suggestion.
Yeah.
The shorter, and there's still information there that you probably should pay attention to. And again, I'll translate it.
Wait a second. So wait a second. The hawk in Egyptian.
When ye have a friend's
Horus,
tears,
right?
When ye have a friend's tears, the fiery gift, and the hawk's wings, carry ye the 14 golden links to bridge the swamp. Only then can mortals hear the chimes, and then may the star light the way.
Don't you only have 13 now?
We have 13 and the 14 disappeared.
The 14th one disappeared, yeah.
So now you got to go find the 14th one? Or keep it separate from the others?
Bitch. Yeah. Huh.
Now, on the north and south walls, the shorter inscription reads as follows: In its appointed time shall men arise from his ignorance and, reaching for the stars, offer them in wisdom.
And we take our break there or no?
I believe so. Something to think about.
I think it's my son's talking to me, so it's perfect timing for me too.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so we'll meet back here at the bottom of the hour.
Right up.
All right, so we're back, and we have posted the content of the pre-deciphered riddles from the obelisk. So way to ruin your buzz. Anyway, to restate it, so the north and south faces of the black obelisk have the same inscription, which reads as follows: Star is hidden from sunlight by the sun. 4 tests must ye pass before it shines forth. To hunt treasure, ye must treasure hunt. From the gods their gifts seek. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Ye have a friend's tears. Oh, looks like something got chopped off. Once ye have a friend's tears, the fiery gift, and the hawk's wings, carry ye the 14 golden links to bridge the swamp. Only then can mortals hear the chimes, and then may the star light the way. On the east and western faces, a much smaller inscription reads, in its appointed time shall man arise from his ignorance, and reaching for the stars, offer them in wisdom.
So cleanliness next to godliness, I'm going to think is the clue that the pieces were in the baths. We had to clean up the dirt from the baths. That's my guess for that.
And just a reminder, there's also the fist-sized indentation beneath each of the longer inscriptions.
Oh, underneath each?
Each of the long inscriptions, yes.
Interesting.
Very.
And we have 4 now. Okay.
Yeah, I believe we've got 4.
Yes,
but we're
we
not
have
supposed
4.
to do anything. We're supposed to return with the rest of the stuff. Okay. But do we have tears? Do we have fiery gift? And do we have the hawk's wings? And again, hawk's wings, if I remember right. I think Horus was the hawk.
I believe you are correct.
So if we can go back looking for there was a temple of Horus, wasn't there?
Yes.
So maybe got to go back there and look for wings. And that's all I got.
At this point, I would say you can probably see all of the valley. All right, so let's advance the clock a little bit. So spend a little time reading it and presumably deciphering it.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you going to head to from here? So a few buildings that I just exposed, and yeah, even all the ones that are exposed, I don't think you visited them all.
Not quite all of them.
Oh yeah. So let's go look at the rest of them, huh? Huh?
Sounds like a plan.
Nudge,
Sweet.
nudge, wink, wink. Who do you know?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, which one? You got a cornucopia of options there.
Well, now we have to go backwards. So I say we go to the one that's like 1 o'clock. Because we haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
You mean that one?
That's the one.
Okay. Westwood Bay.
So I took the inscriptions from within the chat in the game and put them in the Ancient Inscriptions channel, just so we have a reference for them that's not within Fantasy Grounds.
Good call.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
You the man.
This building, brilliant white against the light, a columned temple stands amid the surrounding desolation. 20 slim columns support a low-pitched roof, 30 feet above a simple platform. The main floor is gained by climbing 4 deep steps on the north, south, and west sides. A 20-foot wide central aisle runs east and west. The western end, completely closed by a wall pierced in the center by a single 12-inch diameter window 6 feet above the floor. A simple iron brazier stands in the central aisle towards the rear of the building. Yes. Let me copy this out. There we go. So there's the text. And there's really not too much to this building or area, so I do not have a map for it. Damn it, though I do think they have the directions backwards on it. But just follow what it describes. So what do you guys want to do?
I guess I'll walk up the steps. You can enter it from all four sides, it says.
Center by a single. Interesting. It's supposed to be a 12-inch diameter window, not 11. Don't know how it managed to screw that up, but it did.
3 sides, north, south, and west.
3 sides. North, south. Okay.
And where is north on the ruins of the city map?
Say again?
Where is north on the ruins of the city around Glass Bay?
That map is properly oriented.
Okay.
So yes, north is straight up.
So that gives us an orientation of the building, east, west, north, south. Okay. So do perception or investigation, see if there's anything entertaining about this particular place.
Go ahead. And the first thing that you all do notice, obviously, is that this, it's obviously a temple. It's in really good shape, so it's managed to survive for a while. Obviously, there's something going on here.
Yeah, the standout items are a brazier and a window.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've had a lot of success messing with braziers. Let's just remember
that. Okay, so I'll start with the window. Let's see. Perception or investigation? Which one?
Depends on what you're doing.
Well, you can start with perception.
Okay.
It's usually a good start.
Is it glass or is it stained glass? Does it say? Let's see. Window 6 feet above the floor. 6 feet above the floor. So I can definitely see that.
Yes, it's not that high. This is classic. Again, you don't know the word Grecian, but the players, you guys as players know it. So in order to visualize it, this is classic Grecian architecture with the ionic columns rising to a roof above. No walls really to speak of. The borders of the building is pretty much all using these columns. Fekish, you recognize this specifically as a temple to Prometheus, a god of fire.
All right.
Well, there you go. Something important's here.
Now, who was Haig? Was that you that was checking out the window?
Yes.
Okay. The window is actually more of a window frame, so to speak.
Okay.
And because there apparently was glass in it at one time, but there's a couple of shards on the floor, and some of it still kind of stuck around in the windowsill. The ones that are still in the windowsill, you notice are somewhat unusual. They're not flat glass, but beveled glass.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Bevel glass like a magnifying glass?
Possibly.
Light the brazier.
Like to direct it towards the brazier? Was the brazier lit though?
The brazier is not lit. It is right in front of the window, though.
Oh, well then obviously. So do we have
And
any
going
of our
along with
magic
that
guys?
train of thought, yes, it does look like at some point in the day, the sun probably would have shined right through that window and onto the brazier.
Okay, so magic tiggity guys. Anybody have mending?
I do not.
I do
Salakadua,
not.
menchikabula, bippity boppity boo.
Negative.
Miss.
What is mending? Is it a magic user spell or a clerical spell?
I think you can get it
It's
as
a cantrip, and I think it's arcane. It might be both, though.
I hear rolling. Well, Jim, how good are you at controlling your flameage? Maybe if we heat the glass. Oh, maybe. Wait a second. I think I have burning hands.
I was gonna say I can explode the glass.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna try to use. Gosh, my skills aren't all that great. I want to use burning hands to see if I can use it to melt the glass back together.
Interesting.
Probably isn't enough of the glass.
The glass doesn't exist?
No, there's glass still in the windowsill, but there's not that much of it. It's just like the cracked edges of glass, like something that had been thrown through a window and what would be left behind.
And the glass just doesn't exist anymore?
To bring your spare glass with you.
Well, I mean, if you really want to make glass, there's plenty of sand around.
That was my next statement.
But
anyway, go ahead.
Pekish points out we have a lake of this stuff right behind us.
Ooh, that's true. So who's Maddie? How's your dex?
Not the best.
13.
If I wanted to form the glass, what do you think I would be? A survival?
Form the glass?
Yeah. If I was going to take some from the lake of glass to be able to form it with my hands.
Well, considering that it's a solid piece of glass, someone suggests, well, maybe we could just chip out a piece.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but it's got to be beveled, so we would have to be able to form it some way, right?
First, we chip it out. And then we figure out how to shape it once we get a chunk.
And that's my thought.
So there's two separate operations here. The first one is to just chip out a chunk that's going to be bigger than we think we need.
Okay. So I run over to the lake of glass and I hit it with, what do I have? I see if I can use my hand axes to kind of shape a piece out, chip around it, and then pry a piece out roughly the size of the window.
Isn't the sunblade basically a lightsaber? Couldn't that cut it?
I don't know.
Possibly, if you can control the blade that finely. But doesn't our cleric have diamonds?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because a lot of the bring you back to life spells require and consume diamonds. So shouldn't our cleric have diamonds, and diamonds are good for cutting glass?
This is
Yeah.
true.
Well, we did have the diamond that we split up. So I'm
Because
sure
we
we've
don't
got
want
several
to,
chunks of diamonds.
so diamonds, if we could find a bit of diamond that somebody can hold and has a tip that we could use that to slice chunks out of the lake.
True.
Yeah.
What say you, boss man?
Jim? So Redreth is listening to this conversation. Jim, you're there, right?
Yep.
All right. So you're listening to this conversation. You're looking at the glass lake. You're kind of agreeing with them with the, okay, yeah, let's use the diamonds to cut up the glass. And then you look up and realize something. It's dark. Very dark. The sun is not up. And you get your bearings straight. You look at the stars and you look over your left shoulder, which you realize is to the east, roughly in the direction of where the inlet comes in. And so it occurs to you, and presumably, though you may choose otherwise, you say to everyone, well, we probably have about another 4 hours before the sun comes up and shines right through that window. So that's how much time you got.
Let's do this.
And just to
Yeah,
confirm,
and I think, and you could probably use the lightsaber to shape the glass a bit too, I would wager.
you guys all have a couple of creative ideas. Question is, which one do you want to use? The good news is that you've got plenty of room for trial and error.
True.
That's a lot of glass that, so if our first several attempts don't work, it's just that we might not have time to try everything before the sun comes up this time, and we might have to wait a whole nother day.
This is true, but I think this is one of those, I'm just going to roll a 20.
Yeah, let's pick one or both. I mean,
That's true.
we've got a window of time
and another method. So
if one doesn't work, we've got time to do another. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right. So who's going to do what? So Feckish.
Okay, Feckish, can I borrow a diamond?
Of course.
All right, I'm going to the thing. I'm going to start cutting around roughly a 12-inch. Actually, I'm going to make it a 13-inch diameter circle.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say make it 13 or 14 inches to give you some room to work with.
That's right.
I will assist without getting myself in the way.
And then once I got some, go ahead.
I was going to say, with the diamond, you have no problem cutting through the glass. Probably let's do a dexterity check to see how well.
Of course, it would be dex.
Dex, agility, hand-eye coordination, all of that.
Yeah, all of that dumb stuff. And there we go.
Not a complete failure.
Yeah, not a critical failure, but yeah, you just wind up cracking the glass with the diamond.
Okay, so now we've seen I can't do it. Somebody else roll up. Let's go.
I will attempt something. Oh no, Feckish tried. Okay, that's better. How successful is Feckish?
Okay, so Feckish is able to kind of sit down and just go in a circle and pry the diamond underneath it and pop out a reasonably good-looking lens. Diamonds.
Ta-da!
And actually, Feckish, even you're surprised about the clarity of the glass. And you're realizing that in order for the glass to be this clear, this at this thickness, the heat that must have been necessary to generate this thing is unfathomable. You're immediately thinking, okay, yeah, plane of fire, wonderful.
Yeah, good times.
You're like, you can't imagine any other heat of that level existing anywhere else. So you got a lens.
Well, now we have to refine it and make sure it fits properly.
Okay.
And we cannot be certain without testing it if it actually focuses where we need it to focus.
Yep. So moving along then, are we going to have any other potential lenses ready, or shall we just advance to morning, presuming there are no interruptions?
I think somebody wanted to try cutting a lens or possibly simply refining the one we've got with the lightsaber.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, we've got 3 hours.
Honestly, I think that we should use the lightsaber to attempt to cut a second lens, and then also use it to refine the first one.
Okay,
Yeah,
so who's
we've
got
the
3
shards,
hours?
using the shards that are still in the window as a guide, and somebody's gonna have to either explicitly do math or just be that good at judging these things in their head to calculate exactly what shape we need.
who has the best X? I have a -1.
I might have the best dex, but it's probably tied. Let's see, dexterity. I've got 18.
I've got
Mizrim's got
11
a
0.
19. So it's going to be either me or Miz.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to cut the glass?
Yeah, my deck's only 16. I'm not the person to talk to about that.
I have an 8.
If you want to know, if you want to know, if you're actually in Fantasy Grounds and you want to know what everybody's stats are, he's got them visible to us on the party sheet.
Okay, party sheet it is.
What is the lightsaber? Who has that again?
I do. That's why I'm trying to figure out who's got the best way.
Is this a straight dex check, or is this something else?
It's red dress store. He said it was a dex check. Yeah, it's red dress sword too, Alex. So I don't care. I'm going between you and Miz and Redreth, handing the sun sword to somebody so they can hone the glass.
Not Redreth.
Not Redreth. You got a +3, homie.
No. What? I thought I had a +2.
Your stat sheet says +3.
Oh yeah, I'm +3. But I think other people are higher.
Yeah, Miz and I each have a +4 on dex.
And that's why I keep handing between the three of you. Somebody take it and hone the glass because I suck. And I want to get somewhere further today than deciding who's going to do this. Somebody take the damn sword.
Okay, out of character, I am going to suggest that it be Redreth because he's got good dex, but I'm thinking this is going to be a 2-part operation because we also need, say, intelligence to calculate properly the exact shape we need based on the few shards that are left.
Didn't the Sunblade used to belong to him too at one point?
It did.
So,
I love you guys. I don't give a rat's ass. Let's just form the glass.
Like I said, this is an out-of-character comment. KL Lee would be perfectly happy to just grab the Sunblade and just go to town.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
No, I think I actually like that because Redreth would be like, you know what? I can do this with the Sunblade. Can I borrow that again for a second? So you're carving another blade out with the Sunblade. There's also the one that Fetish managed to chip out with the diamond. So you got 2 that are ready to go.
Sweet.
We wait about 4 or 5 hours. It starts getting light after about 4, but you're going to need another hour or so before the sun's really shining up and clearing the peaks and coming between the valley.
In the right spot to shine through that window.
And so it starts shining through the window. Not quite where you want it to, but it is definitely shining through the window.
All right. Well, let's fit one of the lenses in and and then wait and see if we can, get it to, if not ignite the brazier because we didn't load it, then at least focus on the brazier so that we know that it's in the right spot.
Good call. If we focus it, does the brazier light?
All right. So you stick the
does it focus where we want it?
You stick the glass into the window. You just kind of hold it up for a moment, just to get a feel for it. And sure enough, as soon as you do, you see a cone of light come from the lens and focus on the brazier.
Sweet. So it focuses on the brazier, but nothing happens.
Nope.
Is the brazier shaped to hold a torch?
It's got a bowl there. Yeah, you can lie a torch in it.
Okay.
So
done.
It's kind of like sticking.
Could possibly go in there.
You would
build a fire in it.
Sticking the blunt end into it, and the other end would be sticking up out of it. It wouldn't be laying flat. But yeah, as you put the torch, presuming you're putting the torch into it, as soon as you put it into the light, it lights up.
The torch does.
Yep.
Standard flame or magical?
We might not be able to tell.
Yep.
Magic guys, going to do any detect magic?
My other phone is buzzing. I am ignoring it.
Yeah, I can absolutely do that. Sorry, just had to unmute my mic here. Yeah.
One thing I'm thinking backwards on, I probably should have been prepared for any attacks if we lit the flame, but I'm sorry about that. I just want to try to get some forward motion.
No problem. No.
Okay, so it says I can sense magic within 30 feet of me. So I will do that.
And sure enough, the fire itself coming off the torch is magic.
Everybody okay with grabbing the torch and going? We have been in this area for so long.
I think this is the fiery gift that we are supposed to get.
Agreed. Oh, sorry. Agreed.
I need to record that. That makes a great sound effect.
That does.
Let me know.
You just need to work a little bit on the timing. That's all.
Perfect. So what do you guys say? Agreed that we grab it and see if it lasts? I agree with Alex that this is probably the fire gift.
Yeah, no,
Fiery
I agree.
gift that we were told to get.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sweet.
Next.
Moving on.
To where?
The one that's to the north, I think. The brown one, right at 12 o'clock, I think, if everybody agrees.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one you all are referring to?
Correct, sir.
Works for me.
All right. So it's now morning. So it's getting warm out. You have sunlight. And gleaming red-brown can be seen the mighty pillars of yet another temple over here. The unadorned 40-foot tall pillars form a square around an open court in which can be seen the statue of a giant man seated in an immense stone chair. The pillars are topped by large capstones that span the gap between each of them. The statue's head is in the form of a falcon's, and the crown he wears is double-tiered. The chair and the figure are cut from a solid piece of red-brown stone, there being no joint where the figure and chair meet. The falcon head and the crown, however, are of jet black stone. The eyes of the falcon are of gems that sparkle and glint in the light. The right eye is a brilliant yellow citrine, whereas the left eye is a milky white moonstone.
Well, we know who this guy is anyway, right? Does it look like, what is the history of this? Does it look like Egyptian building?
Yes.
Okay. Here's Horus, guys.
Yeah.
We need the falcon. Grab
Oh,
the
yeah.
bird.
Grab the wings.
Do it.
I'm visual. Can you put that in the chat so I can read through it?
That's
Sorry.
what I'm doing. I'm working on it.
Thank you, sir.
I got to do PDF to text conversion, so it's a little bit slow.
And I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be pushy, but I feel like we've been in this area forever.
That's all right, dude.
Need to move on.
On a half? We kind of have, so
Yeah. And I like all the exploration we're doing, but I'm just ready.
I hear you. All right. So there you go. All the text has been put into the chat. And this might even help you also.
Oh, sweet.
One of the temples I was able to get done.
All right.
With that in mind.
40 feet. So even sitting in a chair, he's going to be pretty difficult to climb.
who said anything? Who said we need to climb?
Well, I said something about his eyes being different colors. So my first thought was to see, I'm just reading the text to see what stands out. Because usually you don't get details without them being important.
Right, but who said we need to climb in order to get up to that level to inspect?
Oh, true. Very true.
Little Miss Flying Shoes.
That's right. Very true. If you'd like to, go ahead. It's your world. You want to go look at some eyes?
If you want me, I mean, if somebody asks me to, I probably will.
Hey, Miss Floaty Pants, you want to go look at those eyes?
Well, with that name, I'm going to give you a glare and then go fly up there to inspect.
Perfect. I say Floaty Pants and then give you a little friendly wink.
By the
Wink,
way,
wink.
it does look to you that if you can get up into its lap, you would be able to reach the eyes.
If you get up into its lap, you could ask it what you want around December 25th.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna try and I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna go check and see if there's anything else interesting or weird about these eyes. Interesting, weird, notable. Other than the fact that one of them is one color and the other is a different color, and they're different gems. While I'm up there, I'm gonna
Are you going up there?
I am gonna go up there, but I'm also gonna be interested in inspecting the just the construction of this piece, because there's different. It appears that there's different types of stone, but there's also does not seem to be any like from the entrance we couldn't really tell, how it was fit together. So I'm just curious, you know, is there some kind of theme? Were they magically welded together? You
Well,
know,
it's either magic or craftsmanship along the lines of dwarves. Because yeah, the stone, there's at least three different kinds of stone. There's the pillars, there's the floor, and then there's the head of the statue, the head and crown, which is the black obsidian like stone, and
yeah.
all of it looks seamless.
So even inspecting it up close, it appears to be a solid piece of stone, even though they're different types. That's cool.
Correct.
And
Correct.
really weird.
Now, but there are gaps between the gems and the sockets that they sit in.
Interesting.
Wait, say that again. So the gems are floating in the sockets?
No, I didn't say they're floating. I said there are gaps.
So the
So
gems.
it's not like it's not like the gem is set completely behind a fixed piece of stone and just revealing part of it. It's set in such a way that you could probably get like a knife or a slim object behind
and
it.
remove the gems. Hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not interested in just taking the gems because they're gems and therefore somewhat valuable. I'm more interested in figuring out, you know, what happens if I poke them, or I don't want to remove them just yet because I'm just simply concerned that if I attempt to remove them, then they would be trapped. So so I think what I want to do is essentially a inspect for traps type of thing. If the gems are messed with, would something happen? What role would you like? Perception or investigation?
Investigation in this case. But quickly,
right.
A question. Who was it before that identified who this is? Whose temple this is?
Me, I think. Was it me or you, Rakesh? I know.
I got the impression that I don't know which character, but it was one of the players who first said it. I don't know if it was an in-character comment or not.
I think it was an in-character thought. Well, I mean, it's a thought for me. I don't know.
Well, no, it's a thought, and I'm going to take it as being you're kind of playing this perfectly, and you'll understand in a moment. So I'm just going to kind of move ahead a little bit,
okay.
And this is going to work out. So, Kaylee, go ahead and all right. You rolled your investigation check, and you're looking around. You don't really see anything that has any clues. It's interesting that the stones are of different colors and combinations. It's interesting that there's a gap in them, and it compared to how everything else is just so seamlessly and flawlessly put together, it does look like that these gems were set in the eye sockets. And are you touching them at all, or are you just looking?
I think I'd be willing to, just like touch it, not like trying to like push on anything to see what happens, but just like see what I can feel just with like a light touch. I'm not trying to like mess with it, but I want to.
I understand. So you're just looking to see if it's loose or how firm it's in the socket. And
yeah.
it does seem pretty firmly in there. And you give it a little bit more pressure, nothing seems to happen to you. They don't start lighting up. You don't feel your life force suddenly being sucked from you or anything like that. But it definitely seems like that it's in there pretty firmly. And so you're looking around and you're considering it. And Haig at this point is getting impatient. He's just like, oh, for crying out loud. For crying out loud.
You don't say.
We just need the damn gems. And going along with what you said when you entered the temple, it's like, Horace, can we just have the damn gems so we can go get the other one?
Okay.
The two gems roll out of the socket, fall down onto the lap, roll onto the floor, and shatter it into 5 pieces between the two of them.
I'll be damned.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they shattered because he
Wow.
was mad at me. I was going to say, wait a second. I didn't even have any control over that.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, you
sure.
did. It goes along perfectly with the way that you entered.
I thought you were saying you were going to say he was mad at us, though.
No, but it was also important, and I can say this now that you did do so. This is not me putting you in the place. You did recognize him as Horus. You identified the god. I never said anything about which god this was. You guys correctly concluded which pantheon this temple dedicated to.
Okay.
God was responsible for flight, knowing that you were looking for those wings.
Right.
And you said when you came in here, it's like, oh, this must be Horus's. And you were getting patient. All of it kind of fit together. And we could either spend the next half hour waiting for Kaylee to figure out that she had to address the god by name and ask him specifically for it, or just roll along with the impatience you already put on display, which was perfect for your character and fit perfectly with the story. So we're good.
Okay. Before the gems hit the ground and shatter, can I attempt to catch at least one of them as they fall out of the sockets, because I'm like literally right there?
I think absolutely that would be legitimate.
Okay.
So and make a roll, but I am going to put a -2 modifier on it because you're not ready for it. That's the last thing you expect to happen because he's blustering.
Right.
As a matter of fact, you're kind of like, what are you doing? Shut up. And then all of a sudden you're like, what?
Yeah. But, okay, just straight dex.
Hold on. Hold on. It's sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, which with no proficiency bonus is a straight dex. But that's okay. We can roll it anyway. Ooh, that's a nice die roll.
Yes, it is.
All right, so that's a 21 with the, I forgot to hit the -2 button. So that's a 21.
Yep. So it looks like you are able to get your hand underneath the gem, the moonstone one. And it hits your hand, but it bounces out.
Okay.
So you got one more chance to try to catch it.
Alrighty.
One falls to the floor and shatters. That one.
All right, let's try that again. Nope. Probably not going to catch that one.
Yeah. So you juggle, and you miss it. So that one
falls. But I tried.
Yes, you tried. So that one falls to the ground. It breaks into 2 pieces.
All right. I guess I'm going to swoop down and scoop up the pieces of the gems.
Okay.
And then join my friends at the entrance to the temple and be like, I don't know what just happened, but here.
Sweet.
Not in so many words, but it's pretty clear that I'm just like, right. You did this here.
I think it fits perfectly with the way the party conducts business.
I always did like Egyptian. I always did like Egyptian mythology, so I know a little bit Horus, Set, and Ra. But anyway, they all liked gold.
It just paid off for you.
They all liked gold and preferred gold. So I'm going to go back to the base of his statue, and I'm going to leave him 5 gold and give him a bow and before we leave.
Probably not a bad idea. All right, so just to be clear, Kaylee, you handed him the shards, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, Haig, as you receive the shards from her, as soon as she gives you the first one and you take it in your hand, you pick up 2 senses. One is definitely a physical sense. The second one is more of a spiritual inkling, a suspicion.
Okay.
The physical sense is that you feel lighter. As soon as she hands it to you, you just feel light on your feet right away.
Okay.
The intuition is that this is not its full power, but you can only use it once.
Red Horse gives you wings.
I like it. I like it. That I might have to change today's session title to that.
Okay, so we're lighter, so possibly levitation of some sort, but we aren't supposed to use any of this stuff until we get to the puzzle.
That's what you get the feeling of. Now, Kaelali, you don't notice this feeling, presumably because you're used to flying.
Mm-hmm. It also could be because I'm not the one who asked for the gems.
This is true too. And it also could be because you're already used to being light on your feet.
Mm-hmm. All right. So friends, tears, and figure out how to get 14 golden links when apparently the 14th has disappeared. We had them all, and then we put them all near each other, and now we only have 13.
Okay. So wait, so flame, wings, tears, and gold sections. Okay, so yeah, tears is next. Tears.
The other thing is, what
tears.
time is it, and what is the approximate temperature? Like, how does it feel?
Okay, it's
Are
probably
we
it's about a little after 8 in the morning. And so that means the temperature is well into the 80s, probably even low 90s Fahrenheit.
I couldn't remember. It wasn't this area a little more bearable? I can't remember. I might be remembering totally wrong. I mean, we have been going around. I'm not against a nap, but hi, babe. There's my puppy coming and sitting at my feet. What's up with you? You all right? A little weird. She came right up to me and sat with her body right up against my leg.
Aww.
Yeah. Hey.
Ooh, jeez. Redreth and Feckish. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have a little fun with this.
Alrighty then.
Yes, please.
All right. So both of you, Jim and Albie, I'm about to send you some text inside Discord. This is insight that your character has and actually is real world knowledge. I'll let you decide what and how to share it. But this occurs to both of you as you were talking about the 14 pieces of the bridge. Did you guys both get the text?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
I did. I'm reading through it.
Okay, just making sure.
Interesting.
Now, I will point out the module does reference this legend and the number, but doesn't have this text. It doesn't get that specific. Now, I presume to both of you, you see the potential relevance of that, right?
Yes.
So it's not just an intent to be body. There actually is a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I'll let the two of you decide how to share. And you can play off of each other, because as soon as one starts talking, the other one will realize that you're talking about the same thing, and that, oh yeah, he knows about it too.
Well, that kind of, in a tidy roundabout way, wraps up our summation of the 13 pieces.
Well, but yeah, I want you to play it out though.
But we haven't seen anything that would fit within that 14th piece, as far as I can recall.
Ah, well, that
The
seems like
mention of 14 in that one text is, but that would make a bridge. Is that a bridge to another world or something?
Don't know. Curious.
I think you might be missing the key point though.
That's why the wizard has high intelligence and not high wisdom.
No, I have the high wisdom. I don't have the high intelligence.
Well, that's why you should work together.
Yes. Wonder Twin powers.
All right. Well, you're keeping the rest of the party in the dark. You should share part of it.
Okay. Now, is this player knowledge or knowledge, or how would this apply to our characters?
This is something your two characters know.
Between the two of us, I don't.
Redrith and Aldi would we would probably kind of start side chatting about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
until one of you says something, neither of you are going to really know that the other one knows anything about it. So it's either going to have to be a comment to the party, unless one of you has figured it out, and just say, "Oh, this is what it's talking about."
Redrith would be mumbling 14, 14. Why does that sound familiar? 14.
Okay.
As he's thinking about the message from previous. And then 14, 14, 14, Anubis.
And so with that, Fekish, you would hear it, and it would connect to you. It's like, oh, I wonder if he also thinks this has something to do with the legend of Isis.
Right.
And Osiris.
So at that point, the two of us collaborating would open this discussion to the wider party.
Yeah. Hey, easy. I watch what I eat.
That is a little funny in case of the 14th piece, but we'll
yes.
Okay. Yeah. DM intervention here. What's the deal with the 14th piece? You don't have to talk about what it is, but what's the deal?
It's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Anubis' body was in one version of the story of Anubis, his body was torn into 14 pieces and one was missing. So
Osiris, not Anubis.
Osiris.
Oh, Osiris. Sorry, yeah. Osiris.
So after he was killed by Set chopped him into 14 pieces. Only 13 of them were found.
How does that help us here, though?
We should search Set's temple for the 14th.
Well, we also do, either sets or if Osiris has one. But at the same time, we do have that one spot in the hill. Did you say there was an opening in the hill that we haven't searched for yet either?
Right.
Correct.
So unless we missed something in the bathhouses where water comes out, we still have that place to search. That could be the tier area. I don't know.
I know you have at least a few buildings in areas you have not explored here.
Okay.
I'd say at least 2, maybe 3.
What do you think, guys? Hill or back to buildings we've already been to, or
Which is the
not?
closest? Which is the closest based on our current location, and then work our way out because we've already been to the other places.
We've got whatever's in front of the rubble or whatever's in front of the obelisk. Which other ones did you say, Alex, we haven't been to yet?
So there's we went to the obelisk itself, but it looks like there's some ruins around the platform that the obelisk is on. We have not been to. I'm pretty sure we've not been to this one. I am 100% certain we have not actually explored this one.
That one's the mound.
Can't remember if we, right, and I can't remember if we did this one or not.
That one's the temple, the ruined temple to the mountain god.
Okay, so we did do that one.
Yeah, not much there. It just ruins.
Okay, but we haven't done the we haven't really done the hill one, and I don't think we did that one.
Okay.
And then there's the ruins of the buildings near the obelisk.
That's just basically the ruins of an archway. So that road seems to lead into this area, and then the archway just frames the courtyard that the obelisk is in.
I was curious about that. Okay, so
all right, and we've attempted everything on the other side and have to go back to one of them.
Let me see.
So at least 11 o'clock and the green circle.
Yep.
And then do you guys remember where the Temple of Ra is?
It is. Yes, it is the Minecraft bed.
The what?
Minecraft bed.
That's what people were calling it last time. It's the Minecraft bed.
Stadium looking place.
By the stadium.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I guess it does look like a Minecraft bed. Okay. I guess so. All right. So you come over to this one that the current blue marker is pointing to. And let's see. Is it going to get a bonus on this?
Uh-oh.
Again, Fekish. And Varric this time. So not Haig, but Fekish and Varric do recognize this as the ruins of the temple to Osiris.
Ta-da!
So, yeah, and this one, it kind of strikes your attention because this seems to be the only one of the Egyptian pantheon that is not preserved.
Of course, because he was drawn and quartered. What the heck happened?
Or 14th entered?
14th. Yeah.
Something of that nature, yes.
But yeah, this is ruins. There's not much here. Just mostly rubble and broken walls. All right, so investigating or moving forward?
I say we investigate.
Yeah. Investigate.
Anyone who's doing a search, go ahead and roll investigation.
Eyeballs.
Sorry, I didn't roll that one in the tower. It doesn't matter though.
Mhm.
Probably. I can re-roll it if you want me to.
Varric, this does particularly stand out to you. I mean, as I pointed out to you, all of you kind of notice that there does seem to be the remains of Egyptian architecture here that has definitely eroded a lot further. But in particular, and especially as a paladin, you notice that the ground around this temple isn't even consecrated anymore. This is not hallowed ground.
Shit. That could be the 14th piece. Interesting. I can't hollow the ground. Beckish, can you?
I don't know. I could try. I don't even know how I would go about doing that.
Well, both of you know that even if you could hollow or consecrate it, you can only do it to your deity, not to
Right.
Osiris.
Right.
And even so, you'd have to be particularly favored or high up in the official theocracy.
I don't think we're there yet.
Nope.
But yeah, really, there's not much here that should be getting your interest. No one finds anything else in their investigation.
Well, poop.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a pretty interesting spot.
Oh, and it seems to you it may have been at one point, but for all intents and purposes, it seems pretty dead right now. I mean, it doesn't even feel like there's undead in the area.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, that's probably a good way to describe the feeling around here. Is whereas, normally when you're adventuring about in a tavern, going through the wilderness or what else, you feel a sense of life around you. Here, in most of these temples and whatnot, you feel a sense of death and things long past, except for in this one little area around this one temple that used to be
It
dedicated
just
to
seems like
Osiris.
nothing. There's not even a foreboding. It just feels like nothing.
Exactly. It's like neutral compared to everything else.
Okay.
Now that being said, those of you who are particularly like feeling it, you do feel more of I don't want to say the life energy you're used to outside, but there is more of a sense of good coming from that mound to your south.
Okay. So feelings of meh versus feelings of something.
Yep.
Feelings. Nothing but feelings. Sorry.
Whoa.
All right. What do you think? Do you think we should poke around more, or do you think we should move on?
I don't know. I mean, I'm inclined to poke around more just based on feelings, but shit.
I don't care either way.
When has anything ever been discovered without poking around?
True.
In
Poke
your guys'
When has
case,
anything...
you've noticed things on occasion, just walking by it, sometimes tripping over
it. That is true. But I mean, really, how often, just overall, how often do interesting things get discovered just by not poking around.
So do a perception check.
Well, you guys did all do an investigation. You rolled for that. I checked. The only thing that came out of it is, I mean, like I said, everything to you. So like, yeah, that's nothing. This is boring. There's nothing here. It's dirt. It's rubble. It's trash. The one thing that the paladin noticed is that, hell, this ground isn't even consecrated anymore. It's basically been ignored.
All right. As a player, my inclination is to go poke around in the mound, and then possibly come back.
Yeah.
But as a character, I'm not actually privy to the fact that there's like nothing. Like this is just like a blank zone in the this is just kind of like a blank zone in the world. There's nothing good, nothing bad, nothing. There's just nothing.
I tell everybody I got that feeling. Like, yeah, I'm just not. It's not consecrated. It's not holy in any way anymore.
It's dead, Jim.
Yep.
Yeah, go poke around on the mound.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Let's see. Oof. Okay.
Keith,
Yes.
we're gonna go poke around on the mound.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to set up over here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good.
So we're moving you around over to here. As I pointed out, as you've gone around it, there only seems to be one way in through there. And actually, there's 3 ways in on this side of the outer ring, but only one that appears to align with the center ring. And I realize that's getting a little complicated, so there's a map for you.
Do you have a hinge?
Woo! Map.
And we're going to go ahead and move you all over here.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Okay. Okay, all tokens are unlocked, so please go ahead and arrange yourselves anywhere outside that side of the ring.
Why is it that the minute I come to get nummies, you want me to arrange myself? Hold on, I must venture back to garage.
All right. So as I've described before, there's a large mound here about 400 feet across. From this angle, you can see the tops of a number of stone objects. 3 openings lead through the mound, which forms a ring 20 feet high. Those mounds are probably wider than that. They're not that narrow, but that's the best I could do and get a smooth circle. A space of 30 feet separates this ring from a second mound, which forms an inner ring also 20 feet high, through which a single opening leads through to the inner ring. So that's where you see those 2 taller columns. And that is aligned so that the passageway leads from the esplanade through both rings. So north is kind of pointing at about 2 o'clock on this, actually. The gigantic stones, gray and brooding, stand as sentinels on either side of the entry. To the right and left, 24 smaller stones, only half the size of the larger ones, curve away in a great circle. A ring of man-sized stones, about 50 in all, surround a shrine nearly at the center of this area. Behind the shrine to the west, an even smaller circle of stones may be seen. So the shrine is the thing in the center, and then I guess the sizes are slightly off, but supposedly that one to the left should be the smaller one. But the shrine refers to the thing in the center, and it is a circular slab of multi-hued stone raised 2 feet above the level of the ground. It is backed by a semicircular wall of similar stone that rises 15 feet above the floor. So you cannot see above the semicircular stone. The wall is carved in a twisted lattice work that appears to have no end or beginning. Centered and protected by the arms of the semicircle stands a black marble column, 2 feet in diameter and 10 feet tall. My apologies, but that thing in the center should be black. Its surface has been carved into a fabric design like a Celtic knot with many twisted and woven threads. Behind the raised shrine stand 13 gray weathered stones, 5 feet wide, 3 feet thick, and 15 feet tall. They form an irregular circle around a stone tablet that rises 5 feet above the ground. The tablet is a black rock, and smoothed and polished to a high shine. So that rectangle on the left-hand side should actually be black. So that and the thing in the center of the shrine should be solid black. But that is what you are looking at inside this mount. Now, with that, we're about 4 minutes short. So I will post the description for this inside the Discord general channel sometime today or tomorrow so that you guys can look at it and think about it. And I'll make sure I also throw the image up on it. But we will resume next time with exploring this area.
Excellent.
And actually,
very good, sir.
Before we close it out, I'm going to do one more last quick religion check and see if you guys can identify this one. Ooh, Miz comes through this time. All right. And in this case, he recognizes this, especially its very divergent architecture, and points this out that, oh, this must be a temple or a shrine to one of the Norse gods.
Oh, nice.
Your turn, Maddie. Maddie's a little bit of a Norse god buff.
Yes, and actually Haig does point out, and it's like, oh, this must be a shrine to Balder.
Oh, nice.
And so
Viking Jesus.
That's where we will leave it at. So you will be exploring the shrine of Balder next time we
Did you
come
say
in.
Viking Jesus?
More or less.
No, I'm serious. No, Maddie is kind of a Norse god buff, guys. So yeah, if he says Viking Jesus, I believe him.
No, I dig it. Cool.
As close as that pantheon gets.
Sweet. All right.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good couple of weeks, guys.
Thanks for the gig, guys.
Sure.
See you
Catch you
guys.
What's the
later.
date? What's the date in a couple weeks, guys?
Yeah, let me double check it. Just make sure. So that's going to be the 30th, September 30th.
Nice.
Okay.
So we get to
Everybody
squeeze
take
one
care.
more in this month.
Right out.
All right, folks, have yourselves a great one. And this is Elohir signing out.